Hi everyone. Okay, I hope you are going to be able to see me. I am just going to obviously tie my thing up because it's falling down. Hi Michelle. Hi Brenda. Jules. Dolores. She might be back in a minute, but she's hanging out the washing. That's what we say in Australia. We're hanging out the washing. Okay, so let me know. Can you see me clearly? Because we are going to need it. Hi Dana. We're going to need you. I need you to be able to hear me and see me clearly. Hi, Patty. So what I'm going to do is make sure. I always make sure this is done, but still. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Fabulous. Great. Thank you very much. Okay. Hello. So we will just wait a little moment. So I really hope that you're excited. And I really hope that if you are interested in receiving today, that you put whatever problems you have right out there, okay? Because we're going to do a couple of exercises. Once I'm finished talking to you about a lot of different things, I'm going to take you through a couple of different meditations for us as well. So something cool that you can do also, okay? Awesome. All right. So Karen Mack, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that this finds you happy and well. So we will just wait a moment. I hope you have saged. You've got some crystals with you. You're not going to be disturbed. I really don't know. Probably 2 to 3 hours I will be here. We'll just see how it goes. Sometimes a lot of you ask a lot of questions. Sometimes you don't need to. So I'm super happy to be doing this. I was actually this morning doing readings for like 4 hours on TikTok. I just got a wild hair, and all of a sudden there was all these people, and there I sat. Awesome. Okay, all animals and things that are also nearby. So these, I'm just telling you, they're all going to receive. This is going to be some kind of big blast today because they actually made me go lie down before I got live here today, and I'm like, no, I've got too much to do, and I had to go and lie down. So this is going to be something big. Okay, I'm just going to wait for everyone to come through. I know some people may be watching it later, but I don't want to just rush ahead, even though I'm all excited. So, how are you all? What I'm going to do also is I will try to do an audio recording of this and put it up at the website too. Cats are listening. There they go. See, they know. My 2 dogs are outside my door. They're like waiting on me to start, like they're holding the vibration down there as well. What have I got there? Oh, the fan's there. No worries. Beautiful. So some crystals that I'm actually going to show you some stuff today. I'm making some of these. I'm making some special ones. I'm also making some with actual what are they called? Sticks and things that we have found out on our walks. So part of what you're going to get is I am going to make you your own little wand, and this is also helpful for when you've got your sage and you're going around the house. You will also learn to use a lot of this stuff when you are working with others to clear the energy. So your own special wand that I will wind for you. Now, some people that are in Australia, I don't know when you guys are going to be able to get your stuff, but I can't wait to get going with all that stuff. I've almost finished another wand that I wanted to show you, but it's not ready. Never mind. Oh, well done, Jules. Also, another good thing is obviously selenite. You'll need selenite. You know how much I love my auralite crystals as well. Okay. And Lemurians, auralite and Lemurians go together. Also, what I found is this Numite. I've told you about this before. These are 3 billion years old. So these are really helpful for your healing journey. What else do I have on my table? Smoky quartz, amethyst, all of that stuff. Any of the jaspers as well. And this is a nice big piece of raw emerald here. Emerald's got so many different properties, it's not even funny. Hi, G Mason. Thanks for coming in. So we're just waiting for a few more people to come through. Thank you guys for being here. Hope you're happy and well. Excited. I love the Numite. Yeah. Yeah. Elaine made it. Welcome. So Numite, 3 billion years old from only one place in the world, Greenland. So I'm digging on it. When I hold this, I need to speak to you guys. So it's connecting in, that's for sure. Hi, Dolores. Okay. So, okay, we have 10. I know there's probably a few more people. Not finding the link in my email. I knew this was going to happen. Okay, let me see. Because okay, message. All right. Just bear with me, everybody. I knew this was going to happen. That's why I said just hold on a second. Copy that. All right. Paste. All right. Done. Okay. You have attention of my two cat, Camouflage and Katori. Hi. And TC, I'm so glad that you got your mystery box. Okay, inbox. Okay. Now, what happened for some people is I think that, the link might have just gone to spam or something as well. So I was suspecting that there was going to be some people that may not have got the link. But I'm glad that you're all here. I just sent one. Morgan should be turning up in a second. We should have quite a few more people coming in. Okay. Sarah's here, I think. Yes. So welcome, animals. They are all ready for their healing. Sarah's here. Yes. Numite. All right. Okay. Honestly, I'm not giving in to my glasses. I am not. I need to work on my eyes a little bit more. Becky, have the wood stick burning you recommended. Fantastic. Palo Santo. So sweet. It doesn't drop any crap anywhere. You're not burning carpet. I burnt all my iPad and everything with a big piece of sage. I didn't even know. I'm just here like, rah, and I went all over my phone as well. Just gathered your chakra stones. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Yay. Awesome. Okay. Now I'm just waiting to see if there's more. Okay, Morgan might be here now. Morgan today. Not finding the link. There we go. Oh, I should have just done that. All right, never mind. Okay, hopefully you guys are still there. Okay, so I will wait. See, it's 10 past right now. Well, 6 minutes past. Selenite sword. Yes. Oh, TC, we had so much fun packing yours. And then we're like, we can't just send it in like a speaker box, because people will go, oh, that's a gift. I'm going to grab it. So I'm wrapping it in Christmas wrapping upside down. So it just looked like white paper. And I'm like, oh, my God. But it got there safely. That's all I was worried about. Awesome. Now, when I get to actually talking and everybody's here, Desiree's here. Hi, Desiree. Oh, it's so amazing. I'm glad it went to you. Gildeo. Oh no, hi Gilda. Thank you. I realize a few people will come in a little late. That's why I come in a little early. Now, when I get to actually talking, I'm going to record it on my phone. Okay, so as a voice recording. And so that way, if something ever happens to this particular video, then we've always got the audio. Okay. So welcome. Thank you, son. Oh, your son was there when you opened it. How cool is that? We haven't started yet. My husband, we haven't started. We started, but started. Awesome. And again, if you're just coming in, and hopefully Morgan comes in, I think there might be 25, 26 people. That some of them though are working as well. So the other thing is that I want you to also be ready to receive abundance, because I know that that's a thing that everybody's concerned about going into the new vibration. Hey, Morgan. Yours must have gone to spam. I did everybody's day before yesterday. But thank you for coming in, Morgan. So everybody's looking for abundance, change, and new direction. So I'm going to take you guys through some really special activations today. Some things that you may have done before as well, but some things that you haven't done before also. So this is very protecting. We are going to remove any, well, I'm not exactly sure. I'll talk about that later, but we are getting rid of anything that's negative around you. Animals are coming in for the healing. And I'm going to take you on a special journey to receive healing from Archangel Raphael himself. And some of you did this a long, long time ago with me, but I want to do it again. I thought it was a good idea. And also to receive information about a healing potion for you, okay, on your journey. But anyway, we'll get into that as we get going. One book that I really recommend if you are into doing lots of healings, or if you really want to protect yourself just in a really simple way, I have recommended this one before. It's very, very thin. It's very easy. Angelic Protection Magic, right? And we will be doing an exercise from this today that you will feel the power of the angels with you. All right. And we really need to do this because as we move forward on our journey, we need to be empowered and we need to be really strong. Okay. And there's something about the Kabbalistic words. So from the Kabbalah, from the Jewish language, there's something about the words in there that when I say them to you, you're going to feel it doing something straight away. So if you've got this one, get this one. I will be recommending a lot of books as we are going through the course. If you're interested in doing semester 1, which is going to actually start on the 31st of January. Okay, so you've got a special discount for being here. And I have it already set up, ready to go, just to enroll. Okay. And that'll be by the end of January, and we will start together at that time. So I'm really hoping that if you're going to start, that you'll start when we start, so that we're all doing it together. And I'll be working with you like this once a week in special groups as well. Yeah. So this one, very, very easy one to find. And I will take you through sort of some recommendations as we're going along too. Excellent. All right. So we have 16. I'm just going to double check that no one is messaging, just in case someone's stuck. Okay, I'll keep looking. Oh, she's here now anyway, which is awesome. Okay, so I also want to copy. I also want to make sure my friend Karen has it. Okay, everyone. All right. I'm kind of afraid to get started just in case people are, oh, hi, I'm here. But the first thing that I just want to check in with you guys is, how are you feeling? What has been going on with you before we get started with our messages today? Just let me know what's been going. Oh, it doesn't appear on the iPad, so you're watching from the phone. Do you want me to send you the link, Gilda? I can send it to your, if you open your email up in your iPad, you should be able to click from there. Okay, just 1 second. Gilda. All right, so if you open your mail, on your iPad, you might be able to. Okay, so you're feeling sleepy? Okay, cool. I sent it to you again. Sinus infection. Ooh, Michelle. So you got rid of some things when you were healing. Same, Sarah, sleepy? Yes, like I told you guys, I got up super early. This morning I went on TikTok for about 4 hours and did readings. And then I had some at lunch with my husband. I'm like, oh, I'm going to have a nap. Happy, but ears were ringing in a high pitch for a bit. That's good, Jules. Angel's talking to you. G. Mason. Yes, I know what that is, Brenda. Oh, no wonder, TC. Happy for 2022, feeling excited for new changes. That's the cervical video, right? Excited but uncomfortable. Cyst infection, healing on the solar plexus. So much change, transition, transformation. Oh, geez. Let me tell you, any one of you that have got a healing issue today, as I said, I knew it, okay? I'm going to take you through a very special little meditation and a protection, because the sun is doing some weird thing. My husband knows all the names of it, and it's just like, okay, well, it's, bit heavy. Yes, this is the right link for it, Gilda. We're here. So the sun is doing some really strange things. It's today and tomorrow. Oh God. Okay. So that's happening. We're ending 2021. Okay. That's happening. And we're getting excited for 2022 because we don't know exactly what's going to take place. Right. So everybody who needs healing or is experiencing something, sorry, I've got stuff in my eye, is experiencing, hey, Katie Cat, anyone that's experiencing something right now, you've already pushed it out. Yeah, that's right. The earth is facing it. You've already pushed it out. Oh, sorry. I had got smoke or something up my nose from that thing. See, people are having surgeries in their mouth. Now, your mouth, okay? No, we haven't even started, Katie. Just be open to receiving healing. Your mouth, okay? This is probably going to blow your mind. Your mouth is connected to every vertebrae in your spine. Okay? Your mouth is connected to everything that's going on in your spine as well. So that's interesting. And also your mouth is connected to parents. Human resonance up. We're about to go through a very tricky sort of a section. I really still feel that there's something going on before the very end of this year. And nothing that is bad, but something that needs to change, and it begins, okay, before the end of the year. And then in the first 6 months of 2022, we go through a lot of adjustments, change, revolutions. We go through shifts in the planets. We go through people, standing up for themselves. There's going to be a bit of a revolt, right? So, yeah, so much dental work. My son as well. God. Yeah, so what we're doing now is preparing ourselves for another journey, but I don't think it's going to be exactly what we think. It's actually going to be much more easier for us to navigate, because whereas right now we don't see anything much happening or changing, you will in 2022. And so you'll have that. You'll be like, okay, well, this is happening, but at least this is happening. It's kind of that feeling. But we'll get into that more. All right, so I think I'm going to get started. And while I'm, sorry guys, I'm feeling your sinus stuff and I'm trying not to take it on. Okay. All right, I'm going to get started so we are not here all night. Right. We're not taking on anyone else's stuff here. We're here to let it all go. I'm glad that you've all pushed it to the front of your energy. Right. But inadvertently, I was absorbing it. Okay. So I'm going to get this ready to also record, because if I lose this video, then at least I've got that. Okay. So if my husband messages me, hopefully it won't stop. All right, everybody. No, don't be sorry. It's good. We're going to get rid of it and very, very soon, okay? Get ready for angelic protection and healing and all kinds of things that we're going to be doing today as part of this information webinar. Okay. Okay, so welcome everybody to the Light Leaders webinar. And this is, obviously, we're going to be talking about how we're going to progress into the future, the different things that we need to do. We're sick of being called, and this is one of I loved this, being called light workers shows that we're just going to continually work, and not lead, share, show, heal, change, shift, grow, expand, change, right? And we really need to do those things. So I want to welcome all of you for coming in. And I know there's probably a few people that are going to watch this later. So I'm grateful for them also for being here. Now, you would have got, when you were looking at this, we were looking at the information here from my website. So I'm just going to quickly go through this one more time because it's recording as well. So this talks about, are you sick of being a light worker? Do you have a desire to help heal the world and help heal people, animals, and families in the most beautiful and intuitive way also? So with my own knowledge of all areas of spirituality, and I'm telling you, your mind is going to be so full of information as we go through, because there's only so much information I can give when I'm doing these videos, because I'm catering to the masses, in the videos, whereas this is going to be more specific and all of it will come forward as well. So with all of my own knowledge of areas of spirituality and deep connections with healing and abilities, I'll be teaching you how to become the most profound teachers of light, embracing the truth of your soul energy, being able to read people's energy as well, in order to help them heal themselves. Because the biggest mission that you're going to have, forget being a psychic or intuitive or a medium, the biggest issue that you're going to have is to help recognize healing and healing patterns that are going on with people. And this will just naturally tune you into being a great leader of light. So there are too many psychics out there that place you into a box compartment. They size you up, you're in this box, and that's it. They want you to keep coming back. They want you to keep on needing their help for some reason. And I'm exactly the opposite. If someone has to keep coming back to me, I'm like, well, obviously I'm not the right person for you. You need to go somewhere else. right? Unless we're working together on something, or mentoring, or it's a specific issue or whatever it is. My feeling is if it's not working, time to go, right? So a lot of people were like, oh, keep coming back. We're going to change the way that spirituality is actually viewed. Okay. So it also makes you feel like you can't connect. You're never going to be good enough. Your energy's all wrong, all of this sort of thing. You will learn that the process of healing is relatively quick, right? And if your client's not ready to make their own changes, they can block the results. And this can also be with someone you're coaching, counseling. I know there are some of you in here that, teach different types of body movement. Some of you that just are really curious about maybe at some point having the confidence to teach as well. So the process of healing is relatively quick, and if your client is not ready to make their changes, they will block the results. So you'll learn how to say no when you need to, and also to be very confident in your abilities. In the early days of, growing up and all of that sort of thing, with my dad being a professor of English, and, my mum had a really good job at one point when we were young, it was always like education, education, education. You must do this and you must do that. And I'm like, no, I want to learn what I want to learn. So this is where all of this comes from. It's coming from reading things that would never be, you're not going to be able to read the angel magic in university when you're trying to learn about, energetics or psychology, right? And it really needs to go together. So through all of this and through life experiences, I've been able to tailor make some different things. Now, every time, some of you have worked with me before, and we've done things suited to whatever you're going through, right? Your budget or whatever you're going through or whatever's happening in your life. And that's what you will learn to do with anybody, people that you work with as well. Exactly. So, so this is an introduction today to the program that I will be offering for the rest of my life. So I just wanted you to understand that I am moving out of being the practitioner, the reader, the healer. I'm moving out of it and giving it all to whoever's interested in learning it, because we're going to be able to reach more people. Of course, I'm always going to be there, but I'm not going to be, it's not my everyday life is not going to be centered around how many readings I have to do, how many phone calls, or who needs what assistance, and working it all out and doing live shows and doing Devine cafes and stuff like that. No, my 2022 and beyond is dedicated to you all, and whoever is going to be joining the academy. It's dedicated to you, and anything and everything I can think of as we go along in time, I'll be like, okay, we're adding this in, we're adding that in, coaching for you, for just the teachers, for you guys, the practitioners, and these skills will help you with every part of your life as well, right? So I am not going to be, I'm kind of going to cry actually in a little way. Yeah, right. The dogs agree. I have to move into this direction. And I feel very, very pushed to do so. As much as I hate charging, as much as I don't want to, I'm like, oh, just, I can't do that anymore either, right? I have to bring it out and share. So there'll be sections of, healing sections and shamanic sections and past life sections. There'll be advanced classes. There'll be coaching that you can do with me. But everything's going to be dedicated to the light leaders, and obviously training some of you into being teachers, to train the program, to teach others the program and train others and be their guide. You know what I'm saying? This could be really huge, because one day the vision is that we will need to have wellness centers where I will go, okay, Gilda, you need to go over there in such and such a place because there's about 30 kids that are coming in. Right? Right. So something different. I've always had this thing where I wanted to have pyramids everywhere. Can you imagine having a pyramid and it's it's like you go in and it's the academy and you're learning and you're hanging out and it's a retreat and you can go shopping and it's all like shopping up and down inside the pyramid and big workshop down below and all this sort of stuff. I mean, anything can happen. All right. But I know that this is big today because I'm like, ooh, I'm feeling it, right? Having to let go and transition from one part of my life to another, just like you guys are doing. So I'm going to cry. Ooh, yeah. So among the trees as well. All right. So I'll try to keep going. All right, here we go. So today what we're doing is getting an outline. So, and yeah, he certainly is a wonderful support to me, that's for sure. All right, we're trying not to cry. We're trying not to cry here. I don't know why this is affecting me, but it's the energies, right? So if you decide to start the program, and we're just asking the angels to give you whatever abundance you need, right? You will also receive a kit in the mail from us. But if you're overseas, at the moment, they're dodgy with sending packages and things. So I really don't know how I'm going to go about that. So we'll just hold on to that. And I want to make you, as I showed you before, I want to make you your own healing wand as well. So I'll actually, not this one. This one's mine. And I've got another one that I'm making, but I'm going to make you your own wand. And we've been gathering wood from fallen trees in the Colorado mountains here. So so I will be winding those for you. All right. So here are some of the things that you will be learning. And today I'm going to take you through a few things as well. So psychology and spirituality. I'm just going to pause through some of these topics. The psychology part of spirituality, you could study it forever, okay? Just the study part of it. Yeah, Hogwarts. So just the study part of, the psychology part of spirituality, you could really study that for a super long time. And I feel the energy of Carl Jung when I'm talking about a lot of these things is where I get a lot of my, he's sort of like my mentor in many ways as well. But the connection between your spiritual path and problems that you have connected with psychology and the problems and symptoms that show up in, psychosis or ADHD or, PTSD. I'm going to teach you all about all of those different mental health issues as well and what can be mimicking them in spirituality, because you will find that you have a lot of people that have been through excessive trauma and they don't even realize it. Now, I hate to use my husband here for an example, but he has been through a lot of trauma and he didn't even realize that he was in it until the behaviors that were coming out. He was like, oh, I thought that was just my reaction to something or the way that I dealt with something or whatever, right? But it was a direct traumatic response, as well. So you get that with the clients too. And you're going to be able to, what happens is when you can clear them spiritually, which you'll be taught in semester 1, how to clear people, houses, buildings, everything. You will, because that's one of the most important tools. When you can clear that energy, you will find that 95% of their mental health issues go away. Okay, they just go away because that was the problem all along. I've worked with families, I've exorcised, really dark demons out of people's house, out of their children, out of situations as well. And it can all be done distantly, especially if your client really trusts you as well. The problem that can happen with your psychology and spirituality, the problem that can happen is people won't let on that something's still going on. Right? So, sometimes you are working with someone, you're helping them through something, you don't hear from them, so you think all's well because you've got to disconnect from the person. So you're not tuning in. Okay. And so you think like all's well, and then all of a sudden there's a big issue because they haven't told you because they're worried about bothering you or something. So all of that has to change, right? And all of it has to shift. And you will be taught a very, very strategic way of centering, grounding, connecting, taking, doing an intake with someone and marking out what you feel is really going on with them spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, and, psychically, or whatever's happening because of the notes that you're taking, because of the information that they're saying to you, because of the language that they use, etc. And you can't really go wrong. And I will explain that in more detail as we're going to. Yes. So sometimes people can't afford things. And for me to be able to do all that I want to do with a client, you know what I'm saying, and put time aside and all of that, it feels difficult to me to do the free distant healing or whatever, because I have to set a time aside, and I don't want to just put a band-aid on a problem either, so you've got to remember it as well as you're moving forward, that it's an energy exchange, and unfortunately right now we have the monetary system. I don't think that's going to be there for forever, and you're basically only getting paid for your time, so if you do too many things where you're okay, I'll send you healing and I'll send this and I'll do this and I'll do that, yada yada, you're not good to anybody, and it's very confusing, and also you can become a little bit resentful inside of yourself, because you give, right? So yeah, so psychology and spirituality, we will be focusing a lot of these things here that I'm bringing up are going to be in semester 1. So physiognomy, you guys ever heard of physiognomy? Maybe only since I started talking about it. Maybe some of you have. We will be doing physiognomy. This is the study of mostly a person's face. If you know me by now, you would know that I spent many years as the lady that's at the fair, in Australia, psychic fairs and things like that. I was the lady that everybody called up and they'd have a group session. I'd come in and they'd all be drunk, but anyway, it was like girls' night or something, years and years ago. And I stopped all that stuff, like hours of that stuff. But physiognomy helped me. Yeah, it was interesting. Physiognomy helped me because what it is it's an automatic study of the face, which means that as soon as someone comes into your presence, clients, people that you see in the store, I mean, you got to be careful you're not picking up on their energy, but you pick up on their face. And basically, just to tell you quickly, your face is set up into 3 parts. This is the top, your big forehead like mine, okay, which apparently means I'm smart. And then your eye section, will sort of here, the eye down to the nose, across the eyebrows. That's part 2. And then the third part is this space between the bottom of the nose and the chin. Okay. Now there's tons in here. But when you look at me, okay. So when you look at me, I'm pretty certain that you're going to see my eyes. as the first thing that stands out, I mean, I know I've mentioned my big head, but basically the first thing that stands out, don't you think, is my eyes. Okay. So what do you think that might mean if you're connecting with someone's eyes first, right? So I'll tell you. Okay, so basically when we notice someone's, okay, so people notice my eyes first. Okay, that's actually good. That's a good thing. It's funny because what will end up happening to you is when you're in a situation, you'll be like, what's standing out the most to me about this person? Yeah. And that's what you'll end up connecting with. So for me, from early trying to become hypervigilant to picking up on visual appearances, survival, always ready to protect myself. Yeah. So this one will just help you to clue in a little bit more. Okay. So when you notice someone's eyes first, sometimes someone's eyes can be really, really mean. Okay. And you're like, oh, crazy eyes. Okay. In which case, the eye energy you'd also have to look at the different physicality parts of the person's body as well, right? But usually if you notice someone's eyes first, then they are open, usually open, honest energy that you sort of feel very open. You can trust the person. You feel gentle energy coming out, healing energy, whatever you feel. It's open is the word, right? So when they have, if this area is sort of like small eyes and a big massive nose or something like that, then you're mostly going to look at the nose. And the nose is also going to show you the heart space along with the ears. The ears show you what's going on with your heart, nose and ears. Okay. But anyway, for this, just quickly for this physiognomy, if you notice someone's head first, then they're going to think first. Maybe they are too smart for their own good in some ways. If they've got this big old forehead and nothing else, if everything else is small, if this is overdeveloped, in other words, if the eyes are protruding and all that sort of stuff, there's different things. But we're looking at general spaces between. And if someone has a big jaw and bottom of the face, etc., they may be inclined to be quite active, maybe sporty as well. And I'll be teaching you some more about the different interactions with physiognomy. It really helps. It also helps with a way that a person walks, and you end up finding out their defense response. So Katie Cat, for example, she's talking here about having to protect herself. A person that protects themselves does not walk into a room open. They may walk into a room slightly to the side and looking. They may sit with their back at a doorway so that they can, be right there and see the person coming in the room. They may stay to the back of the classroom. These sorts of things. Try to make themselves small, but also keep an eye on what's going on. So physiognomy can show you things that people don't even realize that they're doing. If I see someone coming into when I was doing readings in person for a number of years, if someone came busting into, see, there you go, Katie. It's also a sign if someone is at the back of the room all the time. I do that. It's not because I want to be small. It's because there's a fighting spirit in me that if there's any trouble, I want to take care of it. So it's come from a lifestyle of my early days, my early, childhood and youth, etc., of having to be really tough just in case something happens and I wasn't prepared. And that may be just another trauma response, indeed, but it also helps me to feel much more confident by doing that. And so Katie makes herself feel more confident by being aware of her surroundings. Okay. Some people are feeling more confident because they might want to knock your block off as well, right? So there's that kind of things, that kind of thing also. It's kind of a different culture. Certain people, I was kind of forced into it, if that makes sense. But anyway, so when I've been doing readings before in the past, people come in and I say, okay, come in, come and have a seat, have a cup of coffee or whatever you want to have. And man, some people would just burst into that room and I'd be taken aback by their energy. I'm like, this person's full on. This person is a handful, right? They're bouncing off the walls. There's something, you can tell if someone's got some kind of ADHD or psychic attack, they're not in their own body, and you start to tell. And there's other times when people have come in and they've been really nasty in appearance and screwing their face up. Your first thought is there's something wrong. There's something spooky about this person. That's your first thought, and you have to take it. If it's something spooky and you don't know why, your first course of action is going to be spiritual clearing, right? So this is interesting, and we'll be going over this physiognomy, in more detail, and I'll be quizzing you and all that sort of stuff. And I'll be talking to you. So every time I'm bringing up a subject here, this is just an example of what we'll be learning, and I'm trying to give you a little hint of how to do things. But physiognomy, and also the study of a person's hands, study of their body, where their moles are located, where they might have freckles, where they might have zits that come up on their skin, all relate to health and healing as well. And, you guys will learn all that. It's a trick that you'll have without ever having to pick up a pen. Would I ask them first? What do you mean, Gilda? Would I ask them first? Well, you mean like just a stranger or something? Those are just responses that you end up having. Working with somebody, yeah, and they coming in to see you for something. Yeah. Yes, of course. That all has to be permission. If someone is coming to see you, they've basically made that or given you that permission to work with them for whatever you feel is best for them. But there are people that are going to hide things from you. There are people that are going to straight up lie to you, right to your face, or not tell you all the story. My husband always says, I'm fine. And I'm like, why does he do that? Like, it's me you're talking to. Yeah. So basically, when someone is not telling you something, you're going to pick all that up. You'll be able to pick it all up. I'll help you. I'll teach you as well. So physiognomy, really interesting and really helpful for your own psychic abilities as well, right? Because once you're in tune straight away and you don't ignore it, once you pick up on a person straight away, okay, you're going to know what it is. When you have a client come in and you feel freaked out by them or spooky, there may be a yes or no question that you have to give yourself as well. Do I want to work here? Is this a no for me? Because learning when to say no, valuable. So many people I've said yes to and I meant no. And I soon found out later on, like, this was, I shouldn't have put myself through it, kind of thing. So the physiognomy, all right? So from now on, you'll be like, okay, you got a big forehead. You must be really smart. You've got really nice eyes. You must be cool. TCM teaches some, but not how to clear it. Okay, right? Don't worry. If you're doing this work with me, I'm going to tell you exactly how I do things. And, because I want you to do it with people, right? I want you don't have to give away all of the secrets if they haven't done the course or anything, but that you've got a program in your brain, and it really makes for an interesting time with your client. And not only that, but they will leave feeling totally understood, totally like you're on the wavelength with them as well. Yeah, Dana. It's not up to you to fix everybody, though. And that's what I mean about learning when to say no. Okay. Learn that sometimes there are things that will sort of attach themselves to you from working with the person, and they will form an unhealthy bind with you, connection with you. And it's unhealthy because that's what they're used to. So until you get more experienced, with working with that, I felt like that when you helped me. What do you mean, Elaine? When we work with certain situations, attachment issues and things. When you're dealing with people with their own mental health or whatever's going on, spooky situations or whatever, that person is used to people being rejecting of that energy, right? So a person that's asking for help is usually expecting someone to say no. Okay. But I don't want to get into this too deeply, like here as well. But it's like the person has to understand where you come in to their life, what you can and can't offer them. When you help me with the house, I felt connection and comfortable. Okay, great. Yes. So like Elaine, had a situation going on with the house, and I was just like, right, bang, this is what we do, and I knew I had to be forceful, not for Elaine, but to hell with this energy in the house, Yes. So just 1 second, I'll answer some of these questions in just a minute. But when you're working with someone, you've got to make sure that your time is valued as well. Okay. So you can't always be there. If you're offering something for, like, say, for example, your sister or a family member, they want to try something. Okay. And then they're constantly at you as well. You've got to learn when to draw this line with things as well, because your time is precious. With the quantum healing hypnosis therapy, I finished my quantum healing level 2 in 2013. Okay. I worked with Dolores Cannon herself in person. She was right there. For a couple of days, you do the course. And I was with her, and 3 months later, she passed away. At that time, in 2013, I understood the mechanics of quantum healing hypnosis therapy and was able to heal a 13-year back injury that I had. My SI joint is still like a big knot, but I don't feel any pain at all, unless like I've overdone something or whatever. And then I know that I've overdone something. You know what I'm saying? So the quantum healing hypnosis therapy has to change, though, because what we were doing back then was working with clients person to person. 2020 changed all of that. And most of my clients were overseas. How could I possibly see people and restrict myself to just people that were in my town, let's say? So Dolores knew that this was going to happen. And she asked us if we're going to develop something of our own, that we don't call it quantum healing hypnosis therapy, because it's not. You have to spend 5 hours with someone in person. That can't happen right at this moment. But I'll be teaching my method of hypnosis therapy, my method of past life regression therapy that I developed after being sort of thrown in the deep end after Dolores passed away, and that my business was mostly online. I had to develop something that could be workable online, and that is what I'm going to teach you. Yes, everything has to evolve. So I will teach you how, step by step. That'll be a huge course for you, and you'll just be able to do it for the rest of your life as well. My therapy, because it's me, so if you're coming and you're working with me, I have full 100% confidence in the way that I do it, which is individualized for each person, and you'll learn how to set yourself up for success. In the Dolores Cannon method, you are copying a script that she's given you, and you're trying to memorize the script and the deepeners and the this and the that and the other thing. And many people don't resonate with it in this day and age. Remembering that Dolores herself, she was helping her husband in the beginning, who was the hypnotherapist, and she was the note taker. And as she started taking, seeing people come through with past lives, and this was in the 60s when it wasn't, heard of as much. So she had to develop into what she did in order to teach practitioners. And I feel that way now, where I've had to develop something that will work online when you're on the phone with someone, even if someone gets hung up on you, like if we lose connection, that they will understand that I'm going to be calling them back, and they'll be able to pick it up while they're in their relaxed state. So yeah, it's constantly being tweaked, etc. But I will be teaching that as part of the academy as we're going along, as well as multiple healing techniques. And some of the healing techniques will just be given to you as bonuses that you can just do in your own time. But my own personal techniques, I'm going to make sure you're doing it correctly and that you feel confident in it as well. I don't like scripts either. I couldn't be bothered with that stuff. The in-person, terrific. Yes. So the in-person issue, you can have a man come into your quantum healing hypnosis therapy that you're looking at and you're like, I don't want this person in my house for 5 hours. What am I going to do? Hi, come in. Like you can feel this thing. That's another reason why I like the online. The online energy is where you can just connect, and you can get off, you can get away from it, right? But when you're right there, they're right there. Okay. So it's a little more intimidating for both people, which means you won't relax. Anyway, I'll get into all of that as we go forward as well. But can you imagine being in a room with someone that you're completely uncomfortable with, that you can feel anger coming out of them or something, and you're a woman with a bloke, and you've got to control yourself the whole time and be very, very professional whilst you're feeling intimidated and not letting them know it as well. Okay. And we can stay in our pajamas. Let's face it. When we're doing our online work, we're in our pajamas. Okay. We're comfortable. Yes. As well. Okay. So, while you want to run out, while you're like, oh my God, angels, 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 what the hell have you brought to me? Right? All that sort of stuff. You're like, oh my God. But the other thing is that, I was going to say something then. The other thing is that and this is when you learn to say no if you're not comfortable. I can tell you from a female perspective doing all of this work, okay? Males are going to be comfortable with a female, okay? And females are going to be comfortable with a female. Unfortunately, when you're a male and you're trying to work on healing, a female is going to be uncomfortable and the male is going to think it's weird. So there's ways in which you can do it online now where there's no weirdness, and it's more of an energetic connection, right? As well. Yes. And that's also about trusting yourself, trusting the process, as well. So when I go through and I'm teaching you the healing methods, you will have to do the first semester first. You can't just wait until I'm finished that and then jump into something. All students have to pass semester 1 before you can pick and choose. And I've done that for a reason, because there's a very, not strict, but there's a way in which it works really well for you. And I want to be able to teach you that, whether you're going to be working just every now and then, or whether you really want to open up a business for yourself or develop even more skills for your current existing business. I want there to be a specific way in which you are doing it. That means that you're getting a lot out of it, and so is your client as well. Okay. Yeah. And building up. And then you can say, okay, I've done semester 1. I've got the basics of how to start my business and feel confident and do some healing. I can do the basics. I can work with people. I can work out whether their eyes are standing out or right. I can work out what they need energetically. I can do a clearing with them. I can work out what kind of clearing they need and where that comes from. Now, where do I find that I'm most comfortable? Because I'll be teaching channeling, mediumship, psychic abilities. I'll be teaching all types of healing, shamanic healing, Egyptian magic. I'll be teaching you about religion. I'll be teaching you about Wickery. I'll be teaching you about Judaism. I'll be teaching you different things as we go along that will all go together. You'll see. It'll go together. You'll be learning my Egyptian method of soul star healing. And as I said that, it went all woo in this room. I will teach you my method of timeline therapy, which is so easy, right? I will teach you the past life healing. It's always valuable for everyone to have these. Crystal healing. I will teach you my own regression therapy, as I said, plus multiple Reiki type energy therapies that will be thrown in that you can just reference yourself to later on. So there's tons of it. I will teach you how to read the gridding of a person rather than the person as well. So you're going to get a lot deeper into that, how to fix their actual blueprint that's inside of them and around them as well. What's in it, if there's things floating in the auric field, if there's gateways and doorways to other dimensions, and why they might be open or shut, and how to see them. Stuff like that. People don't do it. They don't teach you. They don't want you to know, because you might steal all the clients. I'm just giving it to you because there's going to be people everywhere. Okay. I just know it. And we all need to be really smart with it as we're going ahead. So yes, animal healing as well will be included. Animals love to come in for the healing. They're the best. They're the best. And we will do some things. I will take you through regression therapy. My husband's volunteered to be someone that we will do a regression therapy on. You will have homework that you've got to do. And it's only for me. Like, it's just so I know that you've got it as well. What does it look like regarding class hours or study hours needed per week? Nothing. You just need to hang out with me once a week for the video. I'm going to take you through it very slowly. You'll listen to the video in your own time, and you will, it might be an hour, it might be a 3-hour video. And then we'll do a question and answer thing at the end of that. And that's it. So you can do it in your own time. As long as you have watched the videos that I make. If you can't be there for the question and answer videos, you can always watch them later. So basically, if you've only got the weekend off, that's when you do your work. And you're just hanging out and doing your study, taking notes as well. Oink, oink. Yeah, Bobby will be the guinea pig. But yeah, when we get to those things, you're already going to be so far into and so excited about what you're doing. It's going to be a breeze. Okay. Yep. I will also be personally, if you want to be personally coached by me through the whole thing and become a part of the teacher program, that'll be done per semester as well. And the teacher program will be so that you have the materials yourself to be able to teach classes, workshops, whatever you want to do in your spare time with your groups. You'll have all the materials ready for you and you'll be teaching the methods. Okay. So we also do with the increase of the psychic abilities, mediumship, animal healing. I'm teaching channeling as well. Yeah, I'm teaching channeling as well. You need to know how to do that correctly. It'll change your life. And we may be doing some channeling in semester 1. And then I'll take you through more advanced techniques later on. Remembering this is 30 years of my work here that I am trying to remember everything about, and thinking, oh my God, I've got to teach you this, and this as well. So there won't be any astrology or anything like that. That was not part of my purpose. That's just something I'm interested in, but it wasn't part of my purpose. But there will be a lot of learning about other cultures, the way that we used to do things, and incorporating this into our new life as well. Does animal healing involve? Yes. Animal communication. So you will learn how to hear what's going on with the animals. So there is so many parts to it. Remembering that I'm going to help you out. So financially as well. So you'll have plenty of time to save up for the next thing, and you'll know pretty well halfway through the first semester what I'm going to start to showcase for the second semester. And there'll be a little bit of a gap in between as well. Correct business etiquette as well. There's a way of doing everything, and it seems like a great time. You're talking to me on the phone, but I'm working my plan because I need to be able to draw out of you everything that you're not telling me in words, but I'm drawing out of you things through experiences, and you will learn how to do that as well. And I apologize for that, because that is something that I found I was really naturally good at. It wasn't something that anyone taught me how to do. It was something I decided I wanted to do. I felt it was a better way, because coming to a psychic, say, for example, you go to a psychic, and the way that it used to be, and this is how it was for me. People would come and see me and sit in front of me, and I'd be like shuffling cards and like, okay, how can I help you? And then I would start tuning into them and doing a reading, and it was like they were blown away. Then they were scared. And they're like, oh, and I'm like, no, it's okay. Don't worry. I'm not going to give you anything scary. Sometimes people have this freak out that, you're going to give them such bad news. We need to change the way that psychics do things. I don't even like that word, but it is what it is. I would rather use the word mystic, a spiritual guide, a spiritual mystic, because you're always learning, right? But the way in which the correct business etiquette is going to be part of semester 1. And I'll give you examples of certain people. My husband's going to act like a crazy man on the phone, and I'll show you how to get through that as well. All kinds of things. So there will be a lot of laughs for you too. Attunements and activations, how to give attunements to people, fine-tune them. To work with dragon energy as well. I will add my dragon magical course to one of the semesters. There'll be a lot of bonus things that you're just required to listen to. You're not required to test on. And those are just things for you to have up your sleeve as well. We'll do unicorn work, dragon work, fairies, elementals, earth work, everything that I can think of. Exactly, because too many people that I know, and that's a good part, Katie. I grew up in Australia for the most part. I lived in the United States for 3 years, and then went back to Australia. My life began at 16 with my first son, before I even turned 17. Okay, so my life was very restricted, and people that were around back then, there wasn't the internet. Okay, there wasn't anything. If you had a computer, you were like fancy pants over there, right, with a computer. We didn't have that. I read books on everything. And when I would go and see someone that was coming to town, and some psychic was coming to town, it was all like weird. You go in, they would make it weird. They would not really answer your questions. It was more, this is what the card says. This is what the card says. This is what the card says. That is not how to do it. And so changing this all around. Tarot readings and all of that, yes, I will teach. I mean, that's going to be a lot, but I will teach tarot, oracles, how to do the whole thing. I will also teach you, along with the traditional methods of tarot, by the end of it, you're going to have your own deck. Okay? So you're going to have your own deck of cards. And I'm telling you, that's the way to learn. And you'll also learn cartomancy, Lenormand, everything I do. Okay? Because there's nothing I can't do with regards to cards and all that sort of stuff. It's just how I am. I will also give you book lists, because if you're all kind of like me, you're going to want to read stuff too. And I'll give you some really good books that you can really use to help you. It's just to retain the information. You don't want to have a reading where someone's saying, "Oh, this is what the card says. This is what the book says," and you're like, "Okay, well, I could have done that." Like example. So yeah, your intuitive skills, etc. Loved ones, etiquette with that. What happens when you die, you have to know. You have to be trained in grief counseling with people too, just in a very gentle way also. You need to, for cards for Christmas, oh my God. Okay, there you go. You will learn about witches and warlocks. I told you that before, wickery and things, only so that you know where they stand on things. And we'll be using a lot of different standard books for that as well, and go through it and study it together. And you will be able to understand why they do what they do and how it can get out of control as well. The protection, the pentagram and the protection and all those things, I love it. I love the aromatherapy, wonderful. Herbs, fantastic. Crystals, yes. Spells, no. Declarations, yes. Ritual, yeah, okay. But spells, whatever you're sending out, you're getting back 1,000-fold. So yeah, we will go through all of that anyway, because I don't want to upset anyone's belief systems either. I'm open to all of it, but I'm going to give you my experience, of course. And exorcisms, okay, there's a way to do it. Clearings, houses, buildings, how to prepare yourself for clearings, houses, buildings, everything. Okay. These are just some of the things that we will develop over the time. And, extra classes and things that I will throw in that you don't have to be there for, that you can just download and listen to, read, whatever. Semester is going to be about 10 weeks per semester. I'm saying 10 weeks. I'm hoping that I'll be able to get it all in there in 10 weeks as well. Oh, I get to crisis actor professional. No, you're not doing that. No, we're not having Bobby pretend. But I do want to take you through that. It's not for everybody, but you've got to know it. Okay, because your mind is smarter than you think you are. Your mind is smarter than what you're actually thinking it is. So you're picking up on things you don't even realize you're picking up on, and you need to know all of that stuff. I don't know how many times that I have spoken to people, especially young people, and all of the symptoms that they give me, their doctor would probably put them on some kind of sleeping tablets or some type of antipsychotic because of their episodes, mood swings, changes, personality shifts. All of a sudden they want to be something else, or whatever it is, right? All of a sudden, when you notice something changing, all of a sudden, you're going to have to get onto it straight away, right? So you've got to know, so that you can give a person a fresh start, and then it's up to them what they do. You'll learn about your responsibility and also your client's responsibility as well. Yeah, so through their energy, yeah, always the pills, right? Through their energy and behavior, their thought forms, you will be able to figure it out. And attachments are different than possessions. So you want to catch it early in the early stage. But for example, if someone suddenly changes their mind, at no matter what age you are, say, for example, you all know me. Okay, I'm BDevine, spiritual guide. Here I am doing my videos, doing my stuff, working my thing. This is my business. Last 30 years. If I suddenly got on video and said, okay, everybody, see you later. I'm moving into science now, and I've discovered the light. I'm moving into science. I'm also turning into, I might be gay. Let's just say, right? Suddenly I'm like completely, my whole persona has changed. The things that are coming out of my mouth are different, and everybody's confused. Everyone's like, what is going on? What's happening? That is a clear indication of suddenly it seems very sudden to you that someone has completely changed their whole outlook. I can guarantee you there's an attachment somewhere, a trigger point, a trauma, a response, a connection, someone else's stuff, right? If suddenly this has happened as well. See Doreen Virtue. She's a terrified lady now. She's lost the carefree energy. There's an attachment there. There's something that frightened her into changing everything. And it frightened her so much that she just cut it all off. It frightened her so much that it probably was a threat on her family of some kind. And suddenly she got terrified into it. If somebody is changing their behavior radically, if they weren't a certain way and suddenly they are, if they've lost their, okay, so someone may be going through something, that's different. But if they are like night and day and they don't see that they're full of it anymore, that there's something going on, right? She went, yeah. The thing that I noticed, the first thing that I noticed, okay, so I stopped looking at it because I felt, it made me feel sick, okay? When I first found out about Doreen denouncing everything that she created, that brought many people like myself more into being confident about their abilities, a good thing was happening here for the world, right? People were able to really come out of their shells and really get help from the angels. When I first looked at the lady and she said that Jesus came to her at church and said, this is not the way, this is, what you're doing is wrong. I knew she was full of BS. Why? Because she wrote a book years ago, Ascended Masters and Archangels, I think it's called. And she channeled Jesus in it. So I'm like, what are you talking about? You've written about Jesus, I don't know how many times, and now suddenly this is the first time you've connected with him? So I think it was more, exactly. I think it was more that's what happened to her. And she wants you to be in that same boat. She wants you to feel. But anyway, that's the type of example. Also, if you ever studied, and we'll be doing some of this as well, we will be studying and breaking down personality types. Okay, narcissism, personality disorders, and all of those symptoms, as well as I'll be teaching you about a lot of spiritual symptoms that mimic the same thing. But you'll be studying people, that went crazy, like Jim Jones, for example. Some people say Charlie Manson is one of them. But he actually never killed anybody. But the thought that he was able to coerce you into doing something because of that, he called it love, but it was really dedication or fear of rejection of him and what might happen. You've got Ted Bundy, who was quite fascinating in how he got to where he was. And if that was caught early enough, spiritually, there wouldn't have been a serial killer energy. All right. Yeah. So we'll be studying examples of extreme behavior. I mean, this to me is extremely interesting. It may not be everybody's cup of tea. My dad went to school in university at Washington University with Ted Bundy. He's like, oh yeah, I remember. And I'm like, oh my god. Well, they say this, but you've got to also look at that as well, Katie Cat. The MK Ultra and all of those things, the mind, control, okay, and where that comes from in the first place, right? Because there are plenty of agitators on the planet, but psychologically, so psychologically, there's an attachment already for them to be going down in that energy path, already to be in that circle with that kind of, thing. We will teach you remote viewing. And that's something that is freaky because, you learn how to do, remote viewing and things, but it's not about spying. It's just about stretching your abilities. You won't be able to spy on anyone anyway. People think they can spy, but they're not really spying on anyone. They may be looking at an energy, which is a bad thing anyway. You shouldn't do that unless you've got permission. But I'll teach you what I mean by remote viewing. Just about anything that you can think of that you've always wanted to learn. If you can think of anything that I haven't covered, let me know, and that'll go in it, I'm sure. Or things that I've talked about in the past. Confidence issues, anxiety issues, relief from stress, abundance issues, manifesting, past life issues. How do you know when they're coming up? All kinds of oracle cards and all that sort of thing that we'll get into. We will get into lots of different types of healing. Just looking if I've got this. We will also later on get into galactic energy as well. So you'll start to connect with those beings of light that are on other planets, if that's part of the pathway that you've chosen as well, because many of the youth are also connected with that. And we're just going to have younger people coming at us everywhere too, as well. Excellent, Brenda. Like over the years, in this type of programming, like the way that I've taught myself to do things, I have been very different from everybody else. And sometimes I've cried myself to sleep, being so far out, from everyone else, and just like, is this really, are other people doing things like this? Do everybody else read all these books? Does everybody else study and put a therapy thing together? I didn't know, And something was always saying to me, look, you've got to know everything and then you can decide what you like. Right? We've got to know everything and then we can decide, because I can tell you right now that when I've done some work with some people in the past, something has suddenly come to my mind. And I'm like, oh my God, does this happen to you at night or whatever? And it's because it was triggered from something I learned or something I read or something, I watched or whatever it was. The situation was triggered. And if I hadn't have had that knowledge, I may have missed a valuable piece of information. For example, you are a house, okay? And this came to me one time to use this analogy with someone who was struggling with past life regression. So instead of trying to get him through the past life, which obviously they were freaking out about, I said, I just want you to imagine a house. What does it look like? They could tell me everything about this house. I said, wow, okay. So where are you standing? Oh, I'm standing outside the front of it. There's all this thorns outside the front of it. And I said, oh, well, I'm thinking on the spot, right? I'm like, well, can you get through those thorns? Surely there's a pathway. Oh, yeah, I can get through. Okay, tell me what your house looks like. Oh, it's all falling apart. Everything's crazy about it. It's ugly as anything, but it's here by itself. You know, it's unique, right? I said, can you go inside? Oh, yeah, certainly I can go inside. When I go inside, I'm like, well, when you go inside, what's the first thing you notice? And they said, this, you're going to cry later when you understand what I'm talking about, but they said, what I notice is that there is this huge hole in the floor. I went, really? A huge hole in the floor? They said, yep, there's this big, huge hole. It's black. They said, but I can get around it. I said, okay. And where are you going to go now? Well, I'm going to go upstairs. Okay, so what's this big hole? I kept, thinking about this big hole. They're like, oh, I'll tell you later. So I'm like, okay, what are we looking at upstairs? There's a treasure chest for me. All the things that I've ever wanted in my life are upstairs. And anyway, it was beautiful, right? So basically, they described the house that they saw was them. They felt that there was something around the house that was very protective, the thorns, right? And that they could get past it, but maybe it was difficult for others to get to know them because they put up a boundary. The house itself, which is your body, which is your mind, which is your soul, was broken down and dilapidated. That's how they saw themselves, as worthless. When we walked inside the house, there was a big hole in the floor. Remember, I told you about that. And I was told, he said, I can get around it though. That was the key, because that big hole in the floor was the cancer that this man had in his face. But he could get around it, which meant he was going to heal from it. And above the staircase were all the things that he'd always wanted to achieve. And it was achievable because he got past the cancer. That man lived. He was actually going to have his palate of his mouth, the roof of his mouth cut out and his nose cut off. But a little bit like that. That was going to be gone because of the tumor in his face here and in the palate of his mouth. And when we did this work together, and he was able to mentally see the problem, get a way around it, the healing was able to take place. And although he had a 6-week prognosis, he lived for another 18 months without having to have any surgery. And he was a medical doctor. He went to the back to the hospital to have the scans, and they couldn't find it. It was gone. He later developed a type of cancer in the lung because he thought he was fine. I shouldn't laugh, but he started to go off the deep end, as in drinking and partying and thinking he was fine, and going back to his old ways. And connected with me over the time and sort of just said, look, I'm just doing what I want. I'm having fun. I know that this is destroying me, but you know what? I'm ready. I'm fine with that. He was like ready to push past all of this. He was ready to go. So in the beginning, he wasn't. Now, this is not my place to step in and say, no. It's not my place to do that. It's as much as I wanted to, because I was really good friends with his wife. And we wanted nothing but him to be there, but it's his choice. And that's something that you're going to have to learn, as hard as that is. How could someone not want to be there? Well, they just want to do what they want to do. It's their journey. But the thing about the house, the thing about remembering this while I was going through, someone's past life and they couldn't get a past life. So let's imagine the house. It told me everything, and it healed him as well. That thing that we were working on at the time never came back. So many stories I could tell you about people who grew 3 inches after they had a session because they could finally stand up straight. Women who can have children, and I have pictures of them all over Facebook. All my friends, they're having kids now. They couldn't have them. Discovering why and fixing it. It's not me doing it. I assist with the energy, and I'm going to teach you how to do that. but you'll get your client to success, to have success. All of you who have worked with me before, you're all in a successful thing now. You know what you're doing. You may need to be reminded every now and then, but you basically know what you're doing. You know how to get out of it, right? People just need that nudge because they have it within them, every single person. And by giving them this assistance, it may be the first time in their life that somebody is actually removed maybe thousands and thousands of years worth of sludge that they've carried around from life to life to life to life as well. And that you'll be able to pick up on. And part of your training will be, in the first part of semester 1, you'll do some basics on past lives and all that sort of stuff. But then you'll go into the bigger therapy later on. But yeah, amazing. That was a story. I've actually got the letter from that particular doctor, who was also a psychologist. And I have a letter of his thanks for the sessions that he did. I did end up spending about 3 weeks with the family in the house, like at their house, because it was such a dire situation. And to be honest with you, in the end, something else taking them out and all that sort of stuff. And there's nothing you can do when a person has made their choice. In the end, being with that family for that time and having that, I want that again. I want to be able to have retreats where you come, cancer patients come, children come and stay and chill out and all that sort of stuff. Really, really powerful when you see it. And I don't talk about this stuff because I'm not a braggart. I don't, I've always just been humble me, but I can tell you that there's been miracle. I mean, look at my husband, my own self, fixing my own self from all of the things that I've been in and situations that have happened. You guys have got to learn how to be an expert of yourself. And you will find that some parts are reflected in other people as well. And it's getting super dark, so I'm just going to turn this other light on as well. Oops. Okay. So, okay. All right. So now it's going to be super bright, but I had to do it. And it's just little, like I always say, little old me. Because this was not anything that has been, it's definitely not being something that was encouraged, okay, by my family at least. So I get it. All right, just 1 second. As well, I get it. I totally understand. And we have to change the way that we do everything. We cannot be listening to like what other people are doing either. It's like if, for example, if you're working with me, sorry everyone, I do like it if you are not focused on acupuncture or going to any other healer, because not that I don't want you to have it, it's just that I don't want it to interfere with where I'm at with a person. So you'll be in that position as well. You'll be like, okay, while we're working together, just refrain from, I don't know what you might be going and doing, but just refrain from all these other things so they don't clash with each other. So you can get a really good perspective of, where the person is working with you, right? And how they're progressing with you. One thing I love about Dana, she's in here. Yeah. So Dana's in here. One thing I loved about her, she's like, I am ready to do my homework. I am going to do my homework. Whatever you tell me to do, I'm going to do it. And I love that because that means that she was invested in her own healing, which means that she has the most success, right? As well. So you'll be setting up sort of parameters for your client. I mean, it's going to be amazing because when people work with you, they'll be like, oh my God, really? You want to hear this? You want to have, and the reason that you're doing it is so that you can really get to the bottom of what they need. And that is like, I've never had anyone that actually took this time for me as well. Dana was amazing. She was like perfect student. And she's so smart herself anyway, and such a brilliant healer. But that was just the funniest thing when she told me that. And she would come back the next time I spoke to her, and she'd have a list of things that she'd been working on. I was like, yes. And my husband was the same. Maybe fearful of sharing all the traumas I've experienced. Well, I think that happens to a lot of people. But I mean, when I'm talking to someone, say, for example, I'm doing 3 weeks with someone because we're doing some kind of thing or whatever. The first time I talk to them, I'm not going to get everything out. But the first time you speak to me, you'll be like, oh, next time I'm going to mention this, or I've been having something going on with this, and maybe she'll know what it means, because you as a healer, me as a healer, we're detached from the whole thing, You're awesome, Dana. We're detached from the whole thing. So it's not like we're going to take on your trauma as well. And that's the other thing, is you cannot. It's not your story. So you cannot wear it. You can't be thinking of your client late at night and be like, oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to... That's not going to happen while you're doing this stuff anyway. I'll teach you how to get rid of all that. Because the reason sometimes people come into healing is because they really care about people. But you can get too entwined, and that can stop too. And I will teach you those things. So what we're going to do right now is, first I want to ask you any okay, so any questions, fire away. Okay, I'm just lighting another. So Desiree, I am lighting another little crystal thing. Shutting it off. Right. Right. Yeah. Because the reason why someone's in trouble in the first place is the reason why their body's breaking down, is the reason why they think the way that they do, is the reason why they're scared of everything, is the reason why they're anxious. It's all got to do with the same things. And once you figure those out, you're gold. So anybody have any questions? Qui-Gon saved your health. I love Qui-Gon. That's awesome. And we love you, Gilda, too, by the way. Love all of you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And like I said to you, I'm recording this on a recorder because I want to be smarter than YouTube as well. Woo. You guys got any questions at all? Well, this is the thing that you'll be learning to do, is that you're helping someone help themselves. They've got it all there. They are, a beautiful being of light. They've got it all there. And you just got to show them the door. Here, come on, let's go. Okay, people are just taking it in. Okay, that's okay. No worries. If you don't have any questions, that means I'm explaining it really well. Had to clear as much of what was aware of. Yeah. And isn't it funny? So, when my husband as well, and all the things that have happened, when we find someone that we truly can trust, okay, when we find something that we can, someone that we can truly trust, everything changes for us. If you trust your healer, if you trust your guide, if you trust the person that you do readings with or whatever, if you can trust those people, you will open yourself up to so much more. And you have to be that trusted person for somebody else. And there are, many ways in which that needs to come across as well. There's still more. I love you, Dana. So cute. When you can really trust somebody to talk about your stuff, it's hard, because if you've talked about stuff before and been betrayed, and someone's gone off and told all of your problems to somebody else. In my early days, I used to find someone that I'd be like, oh, I can tell this person. And then I would just tell them probably too much, like overshare or whatever. And then they would go around telling everybody. And I'm like, oh, obviously you're not mature. And I thought you might have been, I thought you were on side, or you told me stuff. So I was telling you stuff. I thought it was confidential. Maybe not. Right. But there's just so many things that, even with quantum healing hypnosis therapy, and these people were in the beginning strangers. They didn't know me. As much as I'm going to make you feel comfortable, you don't know me, And so doing this online stuff, doing videos, starting to get comfortable with that, I'll come and if you want to start something or you want me to speak at some point, I can go Zoom in with you or whatever, and we can have a conversation. You're not alone in this process. And many things are, you're thrown in the deep end. I know I was, like I said, when it was Dolores's method, and it's like people come into the house and they don't know you, you don't know them. It's all dodgy. They've got issues. They could have any kind of issue you don't know yet. So the way that I used to handle that one was that I would email them a questionnaire. I'm like, you need to tell me all the stuff that you want to achieve with this thing and just email me the questionnaire back. So that saved a lot of time. Yeah, right? Exactly, right? When we've been betrayed too many times, you close up, but that doesn't help you either. So you will learn how to, for people to feel confident. That is where I am. I don't have any training. Okay, perfect, Karen. All you've got to do is have a willingness in your heart, just this opening in your heart to really want to help somebody. I really think that that's all of you that are listening, because no one was there to help you per se. Or the people that were there, and that may happen to you as well, is people that I've respected in my life have gone, have died, have left, are gone, just out of your life, and you're left there, And when you can understand the mechanics of intuitive healing, even just talking with someone and picking up on the little things that I was telling you about, just maybe something will tweak, right? This changes, it's a game changer. You want to stand out as well. That's it. Exactly. And this is the point that we get to in our life where we're like, well, what am I going to do? Am I going to sit here wanting to do something and not doing it? Am I going to sit here being confused about whether someone will like me or whether I'll be successful or whether I'm going to be any good at it? Your heart is all you need. If your heart is in the right space, everything will fall into alignment, and I'll teach you how to channel everybody in so that you can never go wrong, okay, as well. Oh, you're welcome. Excellent. Yes, of course you can. All right. And so all I'm doing, and this is why you guys are connected with me in some level or another, is because I show you that you can do it and you get success. When you have success, you can do anything. You're confident. You're out there, okay, when you're successful. So you want to set up anyone that you're connecting with for success. There's no doubt that they're going to succeed because you're going to hold their hand until they get it. And once they get it, you're going to let them go like training wheels, and then they get going, right? And suddenly they're off. As much as you don't want to let them go, they're off doing it themselves. And that is the greatest gift that you can have in your life, is to see someone get it up here and be able to do it as well. So, right, you go practice it. So I am very thorough, though. I just want to tell you that, because if you're jumping into this with a quick, like, I'm just going to quickly get through this, I wouldn't want you to do that. I want you to have all the tools that you need to be able to get through. So if someone comes up to you and they say to you that they hate their life, and they wish they were dead, and they felt this way ever since their mother died, and nothing's worth living for, that you're going to say, right, okay, I know exactly what you need. I know exactly where you need to go from here. I know exactly why this is happening to you. And you don't doubt it for a shadow of a doubt. Like, you don't have a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, I like things thorough too. I won't be too strict. I just get excited about being able to share with you guys in a way in which you will then be able to teach others. And because you've just got everything up here, like I've got it all in my head. There's not a situation that goes by that it's not in my head. It's just a thing. But like, I'll talk to my husband or something and he'll go, oh my God, there's another thing, or there's another thing you can teach people, or there's something else that I'm learning here. Now I know how to do this. And he was able to also help counsel his children. And that's not something that he could do before. You'll be able to talk to people differently. And there's still going to be people that just don't get it. And that's okay. We're not here to convince anybody. We're not here to convince everybody. We're here to be ourselves and embody that truth. And if people are connected, they will come. You people were connected to me for some reason, you came. Whether it's just that you were watching some of my videos in the background or whatever, something made you feel familiar because I'm just myself. And you guys have got all of that. And if you be unique to yourself, you will succeed every single time. Everyone knows what a fraud is, right? We can see someone who's fake a mile away. We see someone who's trying to be something that they're not, pretending to be confident or whatever, or pretending to be really great at something, and you can tell. But there's this energy vibration that you get when it's the real deal, where you feel like you're with family. And I'm so glad that you guys see yourself as the divine tribe and all connected. Patty Becker, 3 continents, amazing. My husband found me in 2013. I didn't even know. Since 2009. Oh, good day. You've been around since the beginning of me being online. And I'll be able to help you with being online, doing your websites, everything too, if that's something that you're going to do. But let me tell you, you build it, as they say, they will come. And I don't know if anyone's going to be, you're all saying you want to be, but up here, I know that it's all going to happen, but I don't know that in the beginning. All I know is here's what I want to do. And I'm just trusting that the people will just find the spot, where they belong as well. And there's some people that loved the dragon videos. That's interesting. There's other people that think that it's terribly evil to work with that too. As well. Yeah, G has been around for a long, long time. And my husband had an experience with his dad passing, as he's put here. Yes. Yep. So, Dana, in answer to your question, the Teachable website has a forum where all the students can connect, but I'm also creating a tier on Patreon just for those who are in the Light Leaders Academy, so that we can do extra talks in there. And I can just say, for example, you can't download something or you're having a problem accessing a video, that we'll have another backup session in there too. So instead of doing your whatever tier you were doing now, you'll join the Light Leaders tier, and you'll still have access to everything else. Plus, backups of the lessons as well, and I'll be in there too. So we can do that too as well. So yeah, so that's really good. Me myself, I'm still working out the Teachable website. When you join to enroll. Okay, and there's 3 different options with enrolling, and you can pay it off too. You will also get 2 free healing courses that I've already created. You may have already done one or the other, but you'll get access to both of them for nothing, just for joining. So that's something for you to do until we're ready to get going, which will be on the 31st of January. So excellent. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I wanted to take you through. Remember in the beginning, I told you about this angelic protection magic. I want to take you through one of these exercises. And don't worry, I'll be the one that makes all the noises. Okay, you get to make noises at home, but I'll be the one that makes the noises in Hebrew. What I think is Hebrew may not actually be Hebrew. I'm just reading it how I think. How did Jesus drink his tea? He brewed it. Okay. So there's a couple of exercises. I don't want to tell you. There's another joke too. I don't. There's another joke, and I can't do it. I want to say it. Jesus is like, I'm getting the look right now. But there's another one, but I can't say that. But anyway, Jesus, so whenever you say, "Oh, Jesus," like like you're swearing or something, this is what you've got to imagine. Yes. I bet you it's going to be hard for you to say it now. He does. Oh my God. Okay. So he's like enters the room. Yes, you called? No, I was just saying Jesus. Sorry. Oh my God. Okay. All right, everyone. I'm going to take you through this. Let me see here. Circle banishing. I'm fine now. All right. Silly. Oh, hang on a minute. We've lost the music. Wait a sec. Okay. Please don't be an ad. Oh, it's an ad. All right, you ready? Okay. So this is one of the books that I'm going to recommend is this angelic protection magic. All right. Doesn't mean that we're suddenly becoming witches or anything. What it means is that, sometimes people will use very strong stuff that you're not working on it. You're not doing it. You'd be surprised who is, casting energy towards you. Okay. In any situation, or maybe they have in the past or in a past life and you haven't released yourself from it. Okay. So there's a simple way here. And the way that I'm going to do this is maybe taking a little bit of, actually, I'm going to do it this way. Okay. We're taking a little bit of a shortcut, but what we're going to do is what is known as a circle banishing. I'm just going to read this to you really quickly as well. So this is used to remove negative energies, strange entities. So entities are like parasites, and they feed off of your negative vibration, fears, worries, doubts, concerns, etc. We will learn more as we go along. And to help bring an end to supernatural attacks. So supernatural, okay? Use it when you suspect that there's an attack, a disturbance, an interference, when you experience strange feelings, hear noises that you don't like, or if you have experimented with dangerous magic in the past, this life or other lives, that may have let something unwanted into your reality. So the good news is it's not going to exist for much longer once we get past this little thing. So as mentioned, such situations can be really rare, but we will also be talking about entities and possession as a further study later on. I think you'll find it fascinating as well. Oh, good God. G'day. All right. Well, it's going, okay? See, that's the other thing. is why would someone put that on you like that? Yeah, why did this guy tell you that you had 18,000 curses? Is that so that you feel like you're suffocated for the rest of your life? How's that helping you? It's something that you shouldn't say if you suspect, and rather just do. Okay, we're going to do this. Like you're taking charge of the situation. Yeah, thank God. Oh my God. Again, it's all about etiquette, you know. So such situations are rare, but if you experiment or have in the past experimented with uh, different types of magic, then you will want to have a good banishing. This is something that you need. Oh boy, God. So it's also useful for random circumstances when you stumble upon an evil, haunted, or disturbing place. Now, this can just come up at any time, all right? And sometimes you may also be feeling, you sit in someone's car or you get a taxi or an Uber or something, and you can feel whatever the sensation of the person that was there before. So there's tricks. Anyway, so we need to learn this now, and so that it can be done like when you need it as well. All right. So it sounds to me that in that particular energy Gilda, that person, was just trying to enforce fear upon you. And there is no way that there's 18,000 curses or ever was 18,000 curses on you, and there's reasons for that as well. We will get into all of the curses and things like that too. But anyway, let's do this. All right. There may be times when, one execution of this particular ritual and this saying, and maybe you want to take notes of what words I'm going to use here. But I will recommend this book to you anyway. But still, I'll take pictures of it too. So there'll be times when one is all you need to rid the room or location of unwanted energies. And at other times, if there's persistence, because sometimes, the energy is ingrained or imprinted as well, then, you may do this over an extended period of time. Sometimes with people, I will make them a recording that I want them to listen to three times a week for 3 weeks, bringing in this powerful energy. Okay, so sometimes when you move into a new house, this is a thing. There's actually a huge list of when you need to clear, and you'll probably be surprised what they are, but that will be coming soon anyway. So, okay, basically we need this connection right now. So let me just, I'm just going to read ahead for a little minute. Okay. So here we go. We're calling in these angels, and they are angels of the 8 directions. Okay. These will come in very handy for you. You know most of them. But write them down as they sound to you as I say them. So we will be calling on Raphael, Gabriel, Michael, and Uriel. Those will be the 4 that you pretty well know. But also Yohak, which is Yohach, Yohak, Kalak with a K, Nuriel, which is almost like Uriel but with an N, and Shamriel, which is kind of like Gabriel. All right, Shamriel. These are the ones that we're going to be working with. And that's as good as in English as I can do. All right. So this is what we do here. And they want you to do is imagine yourself standing in these positions. And I'm going to read them out to you. Okay. Once you've cleared this space for yourself, okay, and maybe you can come back to this. I'm going to have it on recording as well, right? But once you have this and you've written these names down, you don't need to do anything but call upon them. When you feel a little bit threatened or worried or concerned or whatever it is, and say it nice and loudly, with definition in your voice. Okay. Don't be afraid. Don't sit there whispering or saying stuff in your head. When you want to get rid of something, you're the boss. When I was doing Elaine's house and I was making a recording for her, I was very firm because I'm not afraid of whatever that thing is. We are alive. We are stronger. Okay. When you say what you want to have happen, it's done. And so this is extremely important. Don't worry, I'm going to repeat their names. Okay. So the names are Raphael. If you want to write them down before I get into the process, Raphael, Gabriel, Uriel, and Michael. So you know those. Yohak, Kalak, Nuriel, and Shamriel. Saying those names loudly will call them to you immediately. They will stand in the 8 directions around you and nothing can get past them. Okay? Nothing. All right. So all we're going to do right now is focus on the different directions of these particular angels. We do not have to move to the directions unless you want to. But when I say the name of the angel in the north, I want you to imagine a white light just moving in front of you like that, very quickly. So we say, Raphael in the north, Raphael, and the light comes down. That's it. Don't drag it out. You've done it. Okay? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go through these particular names, okay? And I'm going to use force. We are focusing on releasing you, any negative vibrations, any entities, parasites, dark energies, whatever they are going to go, okay? So you can close your eyes if you want to for this, but I'm going to draw my hand in front of me just so that you can remember to pull the light down, okay? All right, here we go. Raphael in the north, Raphael. Gabriel in the south, Gabriel. Michael in the east, Michael. Uriel in the west, Uriel. Yohak in the northeast, Yohak. Kalak in the southwest, Kalak. Nuriel in the southeast, Nuriel. And Shamriel in the northwest, Shamriel. And that's what we need to say. And we thank them for guarding the 8 directions, bringing the white light down into our energy. And then we're going to complete the ritual. So you just open your eyes now if they were closed. Okay. Do the opposite of what you were doing. So if you had your eyes open through it, you would close your eyes and that would finish the ritual. If you had your eyes closed, open your eyes, it finishes the ritual. That's it. Okay. So there's no harm in adapting that into a visualization or whatever you want to do, but you don't have to make it difficult for yourself. You are now guarded and protected in the 8 directions, and they are taking care. I mean, I'm telling you, if there is any dark energies within you, they are seeing those angels on their way. They're already getting out of here. Okay. So it's unlocking it. They will stay in your protective guard for another 8 days. Okay. Protecting you and guarding you and clearing away debris, energies. And sometimes, you know what? People go out of your life, unfortunately. And that's one thing that you will have to get used to as a guide, that you can't, I mean, as much as I want to be every single person's friends and I love you all and I'm connected to you all, there'll come a point where, it's a relationship of a professional relationship, even though we have a whole ton of fun at the same time. Because I remember one of my teachers saying, no, you don't become friends with your clients. I find that almost impossible. Although you will have to create a little bit of a distance where your boundaries lie, because you don't want someone to just keep crossing the boundary. And then what they do is every time they need help, oh, well, I'll just go there and I won't have to pay for it or whatever, because they're going to help me, and when you start feeling that heaviness yourself, it doesn't feel right. You will help as much as you want to help, but there will come a limit where you'll be like, no, if you want me to do anything else, then you have to make the appointment like anybody else, kind of thing, right? The boundaries will have to be there. So I really thoroughly recommend this very easy to use book, Angelic Protection Magic. We will be using it a lot through different courses, etc. as well. Also, there's something else I want to say here. And what you will also learn in this particular book, hopefully I can show you, there is a lot of Hebrew letters, and some of the old Kabbalic magic. We will get into some of the Jewish rites and things. What you would do is you would look inside this white, okay? So you're looking inside the circle, and even though you don't know what the words are, okay, even though you don't know what these words are, it subconsciously sort of is ingrained into your awareness. This one and these. And so a lot of the times you would look at these symbols, signs, and this language here, okay, just for like a minute or so, really staring at the center of the circle and saying, I subconsciously accept these angels. I subconsciously connect with them. They know who I am. I know what these words are. You know what I mean? So there's that too. It should be on Amazon. It shouldn't be very expensive. Probably like, I don't know. I think mine was like $4 or something, because I get secondhand books a lot. So I don't know what I've got. But, I just got it. I think it was like $4 or $5 for this little handbook. Nobody uses it. I don't know why. I've got a lot of little books like that as well. Okay, so now you should feel, just with that quick little exercise, you should feel sort of grounded. Put it in your shopping cart. Don't worry, I'm not getting any money from it. I don't even know who the person is. Who wrote this? Ben Woodcroft. Okay. So there you go. So on the back, it actually talks about all of the different, rituals that it does. So like banishing is what we just did. Shielding against magic, removing entities and diminishing violent energy as well. Silencing gossip. So these, again, emergency protection, just little things that you can have in your toolkit. May not work for everybody, meaning they may not gel with it, right? But it's something that you've got, because believe me, you will need to protect yourself as you're going. Okay, so there could be ancient stuff there that we have never given permission to leave. And remember, we've got 8 days with these angels. Excellent. Coming into this new year here now, 28th, 29th, oh my God, 30th, 31st. We're just about into this new year, right? And we need to really release anything that's holding us back from where we need to go. I do want to recommend, if you are interested in, and I'm just going to show you this. Hang on. If you are interested in your moon signs and astrology and things, this book, Moon Signs by Sybil Leek, I will be doing some videos about this on YouTube anyway. But this Sybil Leek lady was doing books in the 70s, and someone recommended it. I think it was on TikTok, right? And I looked for it, and everywhere I found it was like $1,500. But this battered version hasn't even got any lines in it, but you can tell that it's like 70s. Was like, I think it was like $795, down from $1,500. So Sybil Leek, if you're looking for astrology, moon signs, and how to write your own charts, she also has this as well. Okay, excellent. So remember whenever, and this is something to remember as you journey on also, that whenever there's been a clearing, whenever there's been a healing, there will be a period of about 48 hours of strange sensations, let's just say. And I will teach you guys all those sorts of things later on about what a person can expect after having a healing session or anything. But basically, when there are energies in your body that you didn't know about, when there are lumps of energy that are in your body that you didn't know about, that have been hanging on to you for, I don't know, since you were born, say, even, right? When they go, your body has to adjust to standing right, working correctly, moving forward, not having a headache, not having a problem, not having an issue, not having sore arms, legs, feet, knee, whatever. And you're going to have to get used to that because you're going to be a little bit sore in some instances from the energy that's moving through your body. Oh, this, I told people at the start, this is a 3 billion year old pneumite. Now, I've been holding this. I actually have a few pieces. I'm going to put some, when I organize for all of you for your kit, you will get one in your kit. They are from Greenland, and they are 3 billion years old. The next oldest thing that I have is my auralite, and that is 1.3 billion years old. And I thought that was ancient. But these little guys were only found in Greenland and only found in 1987. So they are pneumite. They will ground you, connect you, uplift you, give you all the knowledge you are in. They have got meteorites stone in here. So it's connected to other planets. I sent you one, Desiree. Katie Cat likes the nudity. I know what you mean, Katie Cat. Yeah, it's just completely raw. That's it. I actually, you know how I've been making all these videos recently? Oh, perfect, Stella. And that's what I think one of you said, I need bucket loads of it or whatever. And a lot of you, I gave it to you for the Christmas box. But oftentimes I can't get it, and it's taken a long time to get it. So I go around sharing it. But it's connected to meteorites and all kinds of energy here. So hang on to it when you're really trying to tune in. The other one that has a lot of properties besides my Lemurians and all that. I like the nudity. You were so matter of fact about it, Katie. Oh my God. The other thing that's awesome is I have some big pieces of tumbled emerald. Oh my God. The amount of properties that are in emerald is crazy. And I also have some pieces of moonstone, which I really love. So you start getting, connected with a couple. Like if you use your Lemurian and a pneumite, if you use them together, you're just gonna have to watch yourself, because you're filling it all in. Beautiful. Okay. So, does anybody have any questions? Can you call in the 8? Yes, you can. The other one is you may already know from my book, but one of the healers for animals is Hariel. So it's like Harry with an EL on the end. Hariel with an EL. Harry with an EL, sorry. Works with domestic animals. That's fine. There are many others as well that we will learn in our shamanic studies, with our shamanic healing, with the animal wisdom, all that sort of stuff. Some people just like to go into that shamanic work. I noticed a lot of the times when shamanic work is coupled with soul retrieval or past life work, it's like mind blowing for your client, because everything gets fixed and then they don't know what to do with themselves. So you got to make sure they've got a plan as they're going forward too. But yeah, does anybody have any questions? And then I will do one more exercise with you as well. Yay! So there's many different methods of shamanic healing. And obviously I will be teaching you my method and how I do it, and what I was taught to do. And obviously you guys know by now one of my main healing guides besides Jesus is Sitting Bull. And so his energy is going to come through when we do the shamanic work. Oh, beautiful. Yes. Excellent. So you may find that this is a easier process, but you can also make it, yes. Morgan's kind of got it here. The first semester, general studies, how to set up for working with others, groups, meditations, spiritual practices, clearing, all that sort of stuff. A lot of the things that I mentioned in the first sort of, when I was going through the list of things, we will be doing physiognomy. So you'll be studying person's behavior. We'll be doing a bit of psychology and spirituality. So you're going to have the basics, and then you'll know where you want to specialize in. Yes. Okay, there are 3 different prices, and what I will do is at the end of this in the chat, I will just put up the link for you guys to have a look, because I'm pretty sure how it works is that you'll be able to do like split payments as well, and it won't have anything to do with me. That's just how that they will do it. Oh, perfect. So yeah, and so the first semester will begin at the end of January. So you've got a little bit of time to pay as well. And from what I understand, it's kind of like afterpay or something like that, or shop pay, where, you know, it's an amount and then it's paid and then you pay that back. So yeah, I'm pretty sure. So it'll be there. So you'll have a price for just the semester, which I've taken $1,000 off for you guys that are here, and for patrons. Okay, patrons will always get bonus. And for you guys that are here in this, you've got that price locked in for semester 1, just doing it as a normal student. Then there's another price for if you want to work with me personally and do the course. So we will have our own weekly sort of catch-ups, training, coaching as you go through it, right? So that's another price. And then there's a price if you just pay it out for everything that I ever do, any advanced class, anything that I'm going to add over the time, over the years it's probably going to take, anything that I add, you'll automatically be enrolled into it. So there's one price for everything as well, so that you'll just have it all. So that's how I've worked it out right now. And also, what was I going to say? It was really hard. It was really hard because of the times of everything, how everything is right now. I was really just asking, please just, you know, share with me what I'm supposed to do, because I know I've got a lot to give you all. And I know that each semester will be different from the last as well, but you will have to do semester 1 as a prerequisite also. So yeah, perfect. So yeah, so Brenda, you know, when you're obviously getting a feel for who I am and what I do, you know, and I'm not going to bring anything that is going to be too scary or anything like that, but you do have to have an awareness of what to look out for with certain situations. So unfortunately, you know, we will at some points have to go into negative energy so that we can figure it out. It's only to teach you, and then from there you go forward with it. I don't like it either, but you see it a lot with people. Yeah, so the first, I don't know how many semesters there are going to be, because some people may want to specialize in healing. That's going to be a semester on its own. Some people may want to do quantum healing, and go into the past life regression therapy, and that's going to be a semester of its own. So I don't know how many I will actually be doing, only that this is my purpose, is as much as I can give to you all. And some things will be broken down into different semesters too. So you won't just be focused on one thing. There's going to be a lot in each semester for you as well. So yeah, at the moment we're starting with semester 1. There's nothing up there for you to work on right now until it opens on the 31st of January. And then we're going to do it together. So I'll kind of get a gauge what sort of direction you guys are going into. I'll know what I want to share. I'll know where I want to go, but I'll also add things in to suit you all as well as we go along. That's what's going to be the beauty of it. Some people may start the semester, 3 months down the track when we've already finished the first semester. And so it will be kind of different because, they'll get different sort of like they'll have all the work that you guys have been doing in question and answers and live shows and things like that as well. So it'll be different as we go forward. All I know is I'm starting with the first one. So basically, yeah, excellent. So basically, Karen, what we will be doing is you'll have a lesson that you listen to by yourself, and maybe just some little notes and things that you need to make or something that you need to do. And then once a week at the end of that lesson, we will do a live like this. And I will set up something maybe on Zoom for those people who are in the class, right? And I'll just go through and answer any of your questions. Then we move on to the next topic. So I'm hoping that it's either just once a week that we're going through these lessons. Maybe some lessons will be a little longer. And I will just upload with videos, audio, and information as we go along. So you won't have to be there. Some of it you will just do on your own. And even for the question and answer stuff, you don't have to be there for that either. You can watch it in your own time. It would just be really good to have you all connected. How cool, right? So excellent. So yeah, as I said to you guys at the beginning, there'll be sections of our work where we will have to delve into darker energy. However, we will be protected the whole time. We're not taking it on. We're just using it as a way of understanding it. Also, ghosts and all that sort of thing too. So Zoom groups from time to time and question and answers. And of course, you'll be able to connect with each other. I think there's it's like a forum where you join, you become connected into the school. And then you also have a separate Patreon tier just for those who are in the Light Leaders Academy to do this as well. So there's just going to be support everywhere for you, basically. As I said, I'm wanting this to take over my regular practices. I will still be able to do videos and I'll still be able to keep up with everybody. But I'm mostly focused on teaching you to be teachers. As we do the practice, you guys are all going to be like, oh, did you get stuck here or did you get stuck there? And hopefully you'll understand it well enough where you won't have too many questions. And you will have some little quizzes and things to make sure that you understand things along the way. Semester 1 will be gentle on you, but by the time you finish semester 1, you will know where you want to go with your spiritual work. You're going to know where you want to go. And from there, you'll be able to decide, okay, well, Becky's doing this. First, maybe I will do sort of side by side, 2 courses side by side. Who knows, where, one group will be going on to quantum healing or something, and another group will be going into other different types of healing. And I can probably do them side by side. I'm not sure yet. Practice Zoom groups. That would be perfect. Because you will need to practice some of these methods as we're going along, talking with people and having confidence in that. I'm going to obviously help you with that. You're not going to feel weird with me, but I want to see how some of you will handle certain situations too. And once you've done it once, it's like it's going to be in the back of your mind to make you smile which will bring your vibration up as well. Study buddies. Yeah, so this is something that you're taking on, but at any time, you could do semester 1 and go, you know what, I'm ready. I'm just gonna move forward now. I know what I need to do, and later on I'll do something else. You may just say that to yourself, and that's what I'm hoping. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping, that you guys will get what you need out of semester 1, start making your way forward, and then sort of fine tuning it and saying, okay, now I'm ready to do this. In the meantime, I would be, yes. And you'll be able to do individual sessions as well with me. Obviously, that's going to be just a little bit extra, but not much, because you're already doing the course. And yeah, you can check in with me at any time. Also, just have a little coaching session if you just want to have a one-on-one thing as well, where you want to do something privately too. And I can help answer any of your questions as we go forward. So yeah, I mean, you guys have already got tons of ideas, which I love. Yeah, well, see, you guys can connect with each other as you're doing the course too, in your own ways. So you may say, okay, we'll just do Facebook group or something like that. Or if you're all part of the Light Leaders group on Patreon, then I'll also be uploading other lessons and things in there. Like if something can't be downloaded or you're having trouble with something, I've got another place to load it in there for you as well. So yeah, you could have a private Facebook group also. So yeah, there's many opportunities for you all, and like from here you'll spread and grow. Gilda's all right. She's like, I'm not into any of those, and that's cool as well. But the last thing that I want to do with you all, now that I've got all your juices flowing and you're all excited, the last thing that I want to do is a little bit of a healing. Yep. So as I said, as part of the program, all those who are in the Light Leaders Academy, you join the Patreon tier. And you've got your own spot there too. You can message each other, I'm pretty sure. But carrier pigeon. Yeah, so so basically what happens on Patreon is right now there's a $5, Patreon thing, and, $10 and $20 or something, right? The $20 one is going next year, and there'll only be a $15 tier for people who are just interested in learning like meditations and just different things. They're not part of the Light Leader Academy. That'll be a separate, Patreon page where, you'll have backup to everything that you're doing on the Academy. So anything that you're learning, I'll try to put it in there as well, and that you guys can connect in that group also. So it's different from the regular patrons. You will get different kind of you'll get all the regular stuff as well as your light leadership things as well. They still fly when the internet. Yep. Yeah, so that's right. You'll be able to message each other and support each other, through the process, because it's so much more fun when you're learning with someone. I was probably one of when I did courses, on spiritual stuff, I was the one that was laughing and being silly with my, neighbor and stuff, but I was retaining it all. I would always get in trouble. But so this is going to be different. I mean, we're going to know as we go along what works best. It's really hard to put anything up there right now. So the Teachable page is set up just for enrollments at the moment. And then what will happen is because you're a part of it, you will get notified as anything goes up on that site. So you'll always know what's happening as well. As well, that's right. You're fine, Gilda. I used to have that Dragon Speak years and years ago, and I was faster at typing than the Dragon Speak could get it. I'm super excited as well. So the last thing that I want to do is just this little healing meditation. This is something that you'll probably remember and can go in and use, okay? As you go forward, you'll be able to go in and use this at any time. There are some people that were on the list here that didn't make it today, and I just want to say hi to them as well. But the links and everything to the Teachable and stuff I will put up. All right, I just want to double check everything before I put it up, but keep this link for yourself so you can come back here and look at these things and see what I've written in the comments, okay? Because I will put the links up, and away we go. So the last thing that I want to do is a special. I've done this before with certain people. Okay. Let me just find my thing, my spot. All right. Okay, perfect. Now, everybody, with this particular exercise, I know I've done it in a webinar. I was doing a lot of webinars in 2020. But there's many of you here that haven't done it, or if you have done it, you haven't done it for a long time. When I entered into the classroom today with all of you guys, many of you told me that you had some things that were coming to the surface, sinus infections and bits and pieces that were going on, right, for yourself. So I want you to just have a moment to yourself where you're thinking about what you need to be healed. It can be something that you're given to open up all of your abilities. It can be something that can be given to you that will change the energy vibration in your body, fix whatever problems are going on. There could be something that's blocking your abundance, and therefore you're going to find the right solution for this, okay? So I just want you to have whatever that is in your minds. And we're just going to go through a visualization. I want you to use your imagination, okay? Don't doubt it for a second. You're just using your imagination, okay? And after all, if you can't use your imagination, then it's going to be really difficult for you to help others. You're just going to have to trust this process. And we're going to be working with Archangel Raphael here, okay? This is going to be really cool. So what I want you to do right now is just close your eyes. Take a deep breath, okay? And just listen to my words as we're going along. Very simply, we're going to do this exercise. And then we're going to just have a little chat about what you got, okay? All right, so close your eyes. And I want you to imagine, remember that you're supported with all of your angels. And imagine that there is a clean white door in front of you. And this door is closed. It's a clean white door. It's glowing. It's right in front of you, but it's closed, okay? You can see that it leads into a building, but you don't know what's inside. So go up now in your mind, and just go up to the white handle on this door, open the door and walk inside. And inside is an enormous, bright, beautiful white room, which is absolutely scrupulously clean. It's just spotless. All around you are rows and rows and rows of shelves, like you're in a huge library without the books. It's just shelves everywhere, filled with medications of every imaginable size, shape, form, bottles of pills, capsules, liquids, salves, bandages, you name it. It's completely covered, top to bottom, in this room, full of all different types of medications and healing potions. There's bandages as well, and everything looks brand new. Everything is shiny. Everything is bright, as though it's just been put there. There's no dust on anything. And notice that there are endless cabinets everywhere with labels detailing items with names that you might not even recognize. Just keep focusing on this room. When you look up, there does not seem to be a ceiling. The walls seem to extend upwards into infinity. Looking in front of you and realizing you are in a room that goes on forever. It stretches into infinity, filled with unimaginable potions and medications that stretch further than you can see. You just know it's endless. You feel it. And as you stand in the middle of this wondrous place, you realize that all of these medications belong to your spiritual doctor, your own spiritual cosmic physician, who is going to dispense some medication for you at any time you need them. The possibilities for healing in this sanctuary are endless. Just as the walls and ceilings and medicines are endless, everything you will ever need to heal anything can be found specifically for you in this room. And it's limitless. There's nothing that you could ever have wrong with you that cannot be fixed. Take a moment to consider the immeasurably powerful healing which can take place with all of those tools at your disposal. And you're looking around you, and for a moment, you know exactly what it is that you need right now. You've come in to this room. You have some things that you've been going through, some things that you haven't mentioned, and they're all out in the surface right now. And what I want you to do is imagine now, take a minute to imagine that behind one of these beautiful big cabinets comes your spiritual teacher, your spiritual physician, your spiritual doctor, whatever feels comfortable to use. It might be Archangel Raphael in his green light, or it could just be a gentle looking person that comes forward, someone that you recognize in your heart space. And you say to this cosmic physician, "Thank you so much for giving me exactly what I need now. Thank you." And he goes off and he disappears behind the cabinets getting you something. I want you to see now as he places it in front of you, whether it's one item, many items, liquid, pills, is it big or small, whatever it is for you, I just want you to have it in your mindset. And as I give you just a moment or so, I want you to just open up on an internal level where you're speaking from your mind to your cosmic physician. What do I need this for? What is going on with me? What do I need to let go of? And thank you so much for being here. So I'm just going to give you a moment or so to have this conversation. Okay? Okay. So just have this sensation now of this space and the possibility and acknowledgement that everybody is different and this creation was made just for you. Nobody else is going to have the same. They may have something similar, but this is your space. When you need to have any kind of healing, advice, support, direction, the more that you go into this space, the larger it will become. And the more you will feel connected to what you need to do. And the expansion that you feel, the healing that will happen will be instantaneous. So just take a moment now that you've seen all that you want to see and make your way back to that bright white door that's waiting for you. And at all times, this particular bright white door is lit up, awaiting your return. Only you have the access to this door and this space. You can see it no matter where you are. So you're going back to the door now with thanks and gratitude and remembering what it was that you were looking at in this room. And open it and walk out of the room. Taking a moment now to take a deep breath in, back into your body, back in this space, the room that you're in, taking a few deep, comfortable breaths and opening your eyes now, refreshed, amazed. And if you do have pen and paper, write down the colors or anything that you saw in there. It's all going to be relevant to you later on. And maybe you can even go back in there to that healing space when you have questions about your journey. When you have questions about anything, your cosmic physician will be there to help you as well. And whenever you are ready to share some things, let me know. Start talking. Let me know what you could see. This is one of the most easiest healings you can take someone on. Okay. Now, lots of yawning. Okay, that's a good sign. Yawning is the subconscious, is when you're getting into the subconscious, okay? Okay, just one moment, everybody. Okay. Sarah got pills in the shape of hearts. Stella got Merlin. Oh, that's cool. There's a glass vial with clear liquid just for you. Beautiful. Oh, I love that, Desiree. And Karen got a salve. Ooh. One blue, bald, and 7 foot tall. The other was blue dragon. Got a blue elixir. Lots of blue. That's also teaching energy too. Beautiful. Gauze like strips in a jar and oil decant. Isn't it great? Look at you all. 3 things. There's a little box, a liquid with a dropper, and a little pill bottle. Oh, I love that, TC. Walked into what seemed like a cave of selenite, different pathways to explore, then switched to golden light color. Oh, I love that. Something about cooling the heart. There you go. Oh, I love that, Patty. Desiree got a bottle of my healing oil. That's the cosmic physician's sense of humor. Just so that you would tell me. Bar of spiritual soap followed by immersion in healing herb compresses. Oh, I like that. Katie Cat opened the door to the Taj Mahal and entered a library. Man with silk clothing of gold, green, and burgundy and a turban gave you a handful of bulk herbs for aromatherapy. Katie, that's awesome. I saw the most wonderful person. He was old but kind. I felt his energy. I was given purple, green, and yellow liquids. Pay attention. Whoa, Katie Cat. Look, you all had wonderful. Look at those. Look at those comments there. All of you had a. See, now you've imagined this now. That one spot. Take yourself there at nighttime to ask more questions. This is, you already are in access. They're right there waiting for you. It's a really interesting exercise, because we really are very helped in our journey of healing, ascension, growth, you name it, right? And Dolores got the soft pink light to inhale to open the heart. See, this is beautiful, right? It's just a simple little thing. Now, some people say, I can't see, I can't do this, but you just ask them to use their imagination. They will experience. That's amazing. You gave it to me in a white coat with your freckles. I gave you my healing oil. I love that, Desiree. When you see me in person, you'll see my freckles too. Oh, that's amazing. See? Now you've got a job to do. I love that, Desiree. Karen had a nap. Maybe that's exactly what you needed, Karen Mack, was to have a little nap. Desiree, you're funny. So maybe, see, that might have been that I was a cosmic physician in one life. And that's probably why I love healing so much. Maybe I was a cosmic physician before I came here. Who knows? I love that I'm in there, though. That's awesome. So the experience that you're going to get from something so small like that, look at that. You went into your own healing sanctuary to get your own stuff, to heal your own problems with physicians that you trust because they're connected to you entirely. How amazing is that? Oh, no. Elaine. I had a leg cramp. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, no. A blue doctor with a nose for a face. What does that tell you, G. Mason? Gave me 1 jar, 2 bottles of pills for the heart, and a large object to inject something into your right arm. Oh, my God. See, that straight away we talked about the nose being the heart. There it is. I love it. How cool is that? In the middle of the library, there was a huge tree, Stella. See, now you're going into the shamanic energy. That's fantastic. I think so. We were connected somehow. I've actually had people recognize me and, say, oh, my God, you saved me. I was in Egypt and, you were a healer and, all that sort of stuff. See, I never go into that because I'm, I just feel it as being big-headed or whatever. But obviously I've done this before because it's so powerful inside me to just share it and do it. I'd love to share this with your sister who has cancer. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Elaine. Gee, big-hearted doctor. He had a nose for a face. Lots of heart references and all those, right? Because that's what we need. That's for sure. You guys are awesome. You did it. It's so easy. And, you can extend this into your Akashic records. You can extend this room to go into past lives. You can do it. If you feel comfortable there, ask them to hold. What I've done in the past is I've asked them to put an iPad up to show me on the iPad what's going on in a past life, or moving it back and forth, or writing on the iPad so I can see it in front of me. Because sometimes we're a bit thick and about, we're just a bit like, we just need it to be easy. Oh, that's lovely. Excellent. I love that, Elaine. Of course you can. You guys are just awesome. You really are. And so this is what it will be. I mean, besides today, I'm obviously showing you lots of different things, but this will be the talks. We'll just be doing it really easy. Beautiful. Akashic records as well. Very interesting. I'll take you into ascended masters and all kinds of stuff as we're going through semester 1. Perfect. Love it. Okay, so how you guys? Are you guys feeling good now? It sounds like it. You're all excited in the really sleepy all of a sudden. You just must need this rest and reset. They may have done some adjustments for you. And also because of the protection with the 8 directions, that can make you feel that way, Brenda. So it's all good. Yes. So remember that if you can imagine it, you can see it, you can be it. Okay, you can do it. It's the same as with, see, some people are going to have trouble with visualizing. They're going to tell you that straight away. I can't see anything. And your answer to that is, well, you know where the front door is, right? Oh, yeah. You know where your car is? Uh-huh. You can see. Beautiful. Yes. Now, just remember 48 hours of resetting your body, mind, soul, spirit, activating certain things right before we're going into this new year, which is fantastic as well. So this has been extremely important for us to get this talk in today. And I'm so happy to be able to be with you all. And perhaps God feeling you get is your connection. Yep, beautiful. My husband there he is. He's a Mr. Guru now. That's fine too. What do you think the forest means for you? Like something was taking you into the forest perhaps to make you feel more comfortable as well. Now, whenever we get started, like if there are, some of you that are going to join and go into the first semester, etc., we'll do another little group meet like this. I'll get all of your emails and stuff as we're going through, and we'll do another little group meeting before we get started on our first sessions too, for nothing as well. Imagination Trust. Yep, perfect. I love it. And yeah, I think you also just feel super comfortable in nature, Dana. So examining, making a list for yourself of really where you want to go. I mean, maybe going into this little sanctuary was the greatest idea for you guys because you can go and get all the answers. Go in there and ask what your next step is on the journey or where you need to be. All right. And always know that you've always got support. All right. And I'll do everything that I can to help you succeed, set you up to succeed, and away we go. Right. So this is amazing. I will link the details for the course and how you can pay and all that sort of stuff if you want to do that later and just have a look at things. And I'll put it here only. So this is the place where you guys are getting the big discount here. I will leave the discount up for a little while as well so that you guys will have a chance to get it. And I'm really, really proud of each and every one of you. I mean, you came forward to do this. Some people aren't here right now as we're doing this, and that's totally cool too. But yeah, let me know if you need any help with anything. Really sit and try to write down your sensations about things as well. And thank you so much, Brenda, Dana, everybody, Elaine, for being a part of this journey as well. And I really look forward to the next time we all get to connect. Thank you so much. Lots and lots of love to all of you. All right. I will let you go and explore. It's been amazing, right? We will need you all, that's for sure. We do need you. Okay. Sending lots of love. many, many blessings to everyone. Thank you so much for being here, and my husband, of course, as well. And thank you. Lots of blessings. And bye for now, everyone. Lots and lots of love to everyone. Thank you, G, as well. Awesome. Have an amazing time. Have a good sleep. Have a good think. And see you all real soon. Lots of love and lights. Many blessings. I'll see you before the new year. Okay? Bye. Lots of love.